Hello, this is Lisa Dutour. I'm a student at Skevan Business School in a partnership with NC State University, and I'm in the MSc International Business, and I'm here to introduce you with my research proposal for my final thesis. So, in the problem I'm studying, there is several major keywords that are involved, major concepts. So we have, first of all, the electronic word of mouth. It means it's a way of which user will spread the word about a product, about a consumer experience via an electronic system. So it's basically a word of mouth, but online. Of course, since we are working about Twitter, we will have to study the social media. So it's another important part of our study. Then we have other important points, which are consumer engagement and consumer experience, input. Consumer engagement and consumer input means the way that the consumers is involved as a person in the process, as not only as someone who buys, but as someone who shares experiences and who wants to develop an idea or concept. And the consumer experience relates to how the consumer lives his experience with the brand, his buying experience, his sharing experience, his experience relating to the brand and the product. We will have to study tweet content and and see how they are rational or emotional. We want to try to see which content is the more accurate for which kind of consumer base, and if Twitter users want to find more emotional or more rational content. When we start to think about these ideas, this is when we start to consider the fact that we will have to do a segmentation study, because we will have to see all of the users and see all of the content they're seeking, to see how we can manage that. So we have the first idea for methodology to work by segmentation of the users. Then we will have to work on brand and product marketing, because we will study those two parts to see if Twitter is more useful tool for product marketing or for corporate marketing or for branding marketing. We will see that. And then we will work on consumer loyalty to see if Twitter has an impact on how consumers remain loyal to a brand or to an image, to a product. There is one strict boundary for our research. It's that we will only be working on Twitter. We won't be studying other social networks such as Facebook or networks that are available only in some countries, like Weibo in China. So really our study remains focused only on Twitter and Twitter only. So this is a really important subject for several reasons. Most of all, it's because of the growing size of the population who uses Twitter. Between 2012 and 2013, as you can see in the presentation, we see a growth of 44% of people using Twitter, so it's kind of an impressive pace. And nowadays, more than 5,000 users are registered on Twitter, so it's kind of an important consumer base. And if a company could reach efficiently this consumer base, it would probably mean a lot in terms of revenues. It's already used as a marketing tool. It's 34% marketers say they use this technology in their communication. And the main thing that interests people on Twitter is that you can find a large range of information, a large range of content. It's used as a way to communicate between individuals, or maybe between individuals and companies, individual and brands. But it's also really used to share consumer experiences. So it's an important subject because the problem is the optimization of a really powerful marketing tool. So we want, as a company, we want to be able to really take the most advantages of this tool. So what is known about the subject? We have conducted a literature review. So in the 3 articles we've selected for this presentation, we can see first of all that the electronic word of mouth is really important. 2 of the 3 articles speak about it really a lot and give it great importance. Another content we can find on Twitter instead, more than sharing experiences, is a brand relationship. Eunice and his colleague in the first article argue that Twitter is mostly used by companies to create a relationship between the brand and the consumer, so that the consumer will be more attracted to the brand. Concerning the rational and emotional content, we can see that 2 articles think that on Twitter you can find both rational and emotional content, when the first article mainly states that more of the content is emotional with the relationship with the brand, and people are not so much looking for rational information or intellectual content. The consumer engagement is different between the consumer engagement level is different between all the articles. In the first one, we have a really high consumer engagement, since people share their experiences about a brand on Twitter, and they become the brand advocates on Twitter, because since they have so much faith and so much trust in the brand, when they speak about it, people will really believe them, since they are consumers and not marketers. So they will think they're more trustworthy than marketers, and people will think they might share the same experience if they buy the same product. However, on the second article, we can see that there is a really low engagement from SMEs consumer, for example, or for B2B consumers. This leads us to think one more time that we will have to work by doing a segmentation, because we will not only have to check which kind of content people want to see, according to this content, how can we address them, but also for which kind of industry is it useful, for which kind of sectors, for which kind of consumer base, is it the same for adults or for children. So we really have to determine a really as small as possible the target to know who is the most interesting for a brand to communicate via Twitter to. So our research question is pretty simple. It's which Twitter using can be used by a company to gain visibility, but the idea is really to optimize these levels. It means that we don't only want to use this technology and do sort of marketing campaign. We really want to see how can the company can optimize its campaign, its communication, by using Twitter in its daily communication or monthly and weekly. So you can find here the sources of the 3 sources of the 3 articles I've used earlier. And I wanna thank you for listening to my presentation. And if you have any question, I'm completely available by email, so you can contact me whenever you like. Thank you. Have a nice day.